Welcome back to the GOATcast podcast. And quick question: what's the most important thing to an NBA player regarding their legacy in the league? Is it all-star appearances? Is it fame, becoming a household name? Is it stats and averages? Or is it championships? In my opinion, I think it's a mixture of all those things, but as stats have started to spread between greats and even the moderate players, rings have started to play a bigger role in the way certain players are critiqued when it comes to their long-term success. There are a few players that have had ample time to ascend to that level, whether it's the teams they have been a part of or just bad luck. They just haven't made it to the mountaintop. Today I'm going to examine 3 players that won't win a ring and 3 players that I feel will definitely grab at least one before they set off into the sunset. But first, if you enjoy these breakdowns and analysis, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to grow and improve and can't do it without you guys. Now let's get into this. Number 3, won't. Damian Lillard. Yeah, sometimes you can be loyal to a fault. Dame has probably spent 3 seasons too long as a member of the Portland Trailblazers. Once his +1 CJ McCollum was moved and without a big splash, the writing should have been on the wall. It's like someone in a toxic relationship that should have left years ago but keeps thinking that their situation will magically get better. He's trying to force his way out now and join forces with Jimmy Butler and the Heat, but at 33, he's no spring chicken. And with teams loading up on both coasts, I think it's time to grab a chip has sadly come to an end. Number 3, Victor Wembanyama. I know, it's way too early. He hasn't even had one regular season game. However, I believe he's in the perfect situation to grab at least one ring, maybe more. Greg Popovich and the Spurs will definitely help him get to his highest level. And the fact that the team has some flexibility with young players and the ability to probably get some veterans at some point to balance out the team, the Spurs just have a culture that breeds champions, and I think Victor will hoist a Larry O'Brien before everything is said and done. Number 2, James Harden. I'm not a big James Harden fan, but I've rooted for him to at least get one ring before he has to hang them up. He's been in situations both in Houston and Philadelphia to really get to the next phase, but we've seen the same results each time. Harden is just notorious for coming up short when it truly matters, and with his attitude and recent issues with teams, I'm not sure a contender would risk paying top dollar for a 34-year-old past the prime Harden, who is still a solid addition to any team but is definitely not the guy on a team anymore, and would need to be paired with a top talent to flourish. But it's looking like James will have only one finals appearance under his belt when he walks away. Number 2, Anthony Edwards. Another young player, Edwards has risen to be a bona fide all-star and upper-tier player in these past couple years. We're even seeing that now in the World Games for Team USA. I'm not sure his ring will come with the Timberwolves, but if they were smart, they would surround Edwards with the right pieces while they still have some assets that can possibly garner some good returns. Those assets being Karl-Anthony Towns and maybe Rudy Gobert. Contenders at times get desperate for certain key type players, and with a solid rim protector in Gobert, they may part with some talent that could bolster Anthony in the long run. If not, I could see Edwards parting ways for greener pastures, and with the skill set, I think it's only a matter of time before the 24-year-old grabs a ring for a franchise. Number 1, Chris Paul. I don't think this is too controversial, but he, like Harden, seems to be cursed in the playoffs. I can't remember a playoff series in the last probably 10 years where CP3 hasn't had some injury that has hampered him during a pivotal time. It just seems like a yearly occurrence. Having helped lead the Suns to the finals in 2021 and then them flipping some assets into Kevin Durant, it seemed like he might have one final push. But as we saw in the 2023 playoffs, he got hurt and the Nuggets were just too good for the Western Conference. Now with the Warriors, we're also charting into NBA elderly zone. I don't know how well a 38-year-old nearing retirement Paul will be with that aging group. It just seems like the Western Conference is back to being the beast of a conference it was, and the Warriors didn't make many moves to get any better. CP3 will no doubt be a Hall of Famer, but I believe he'll join the likes of Charles Barkley and Steve Nash. Ringless. Number 1, Lukadoncic. Questionable offseason moves aside, Dallas has a superstar that is just a piece or two away from being a champion. As I just said, the Western Conference is a beast again, and Dallas made the weird decision to sign Kyrie Irving long term, so we could see that come back to bite them. However, seeing Luka in top shape before the start of training camp and mostly healthy means that the potential of him and Kyrie learning to play off each other could be a game changer. In my opinion, he's taken lesser further, with Jalen Brunson being slightly under Kyrie's level, so the potential of him with another capable star is there. It just seems that Luka is right there on the cusp of true greatness that all the greats had to take some time to get to. Watching his game and his talent, it just seems he has all the tools, minus defense. But we've seen other superstars get away with lacking some of that, but still carrying their teams to the promised land. Something tells me that within a year or two, we will be crowning Luka both NBA MVP and Finals MVP. So there are 3 players I think won't win a ring and 3 I think will. Let me know in the comments section if you agree or disagree. There's plenty others I could have pulled from, but these are the ones that popped in my mind first. And of course, if you want to ascend to GOAT status like number 23, please like and subscribe to the channel. Constantly trying to improve, and with your support, we'll continue on. Hope you all enjoyed, and we'll be back soon with more content. Thank you.